happening? Welcome back to the Past Alive. Thank you all for tuning in. Tonight, we are checking out a random box that I picked up yesterday at the flea market, Rogers, Ohio. The July 4th event is typically their most popular and crowded event of the year. So I decided to check it out. It's only about an hour and a half away from me. And I usually have pretty good luck finding old sports cards whenever I go to Rogers. I came back with several things, some of which I'll show you in tomorrow night's video for the weekend recap, but I figured we'd go through this random box that I picked up for 15 bucks there yesterday morning, labeled sports cards, an old or maybe new Skechers box full of random stuff. I love buying things like this, going through it. I might find cards for my PC. I might find nothing but a bunch of junk, but I did pull out a small little stack while I was there. I saw an Ichiro, a David Ortiz, so I was like, okay, this is not just a box full of commons. Maybe we'll find some good rookie cards in here, possibly. And from some random years that normally I don't see. If it was all yellow and red, 91 Flea or 90 Donruss, I definitely would have passed on it. But this looked a little more intriguing for me, so I figured we will pull all these out and see if we can't find, that's not a good sign, 91 score. See if we can't find anything half decent in here. But it's always a good time regardless, because you might see funny photos. Again, you might find cards for the PC. And also, a lot of times when you buy random shoe boxes full of cards, you're not going to get pristine condition. But a random Flea tradition, those are from 2004. Not something I really see too often hanging out in random boxes. There's a Jeremy Bonderman Skybox LE. From Pinnacle Express, Michael Barrett. So, kind of an interesting variety and selection is Chris Shelton squeezing one out. Looks like there might be some fecal matter on there. But the worst case scenario, I mean, these are basically about the cost of a hanger box these days. And when I buy hanger boxes or any new retail product, I never get anything out of it. So probably have a better chance pulling something for my collection out of a random dirty old shoebox. There's a Scott Rowland. Another Flea tradition. Someone was buying those up big time back in the early 2000s. But so we do have some big names in here. There's a Piazza, also a Flea tradition. And this is when I was already out of the hobby for several years when all of these came out. I was long gone by 2001 for quite a few years. Jim Tracy. So somebody could have went through here and picked out everything, and more times than not, that's typically the case. But might have passed over an error card or something else. Jeff Bagwell, Pinnacle Performers. It's a cool one. Edgar Martinez. So, a bunch of Hall of Famers in here. Just a Trevor Hoffman. They're all base cards. Maybe we'll find a sweet insert or an SP or something that somebody overlooked. Mike Gosling. There's a Chipper Jones. It's a cool card. Never seen that one before. Looks like part of a base set. Now we found a Griffey in here too. So we're off to a pretty decent start. And these ones aren't all banged up either. Griffey from 2003 Donruss Classics. That's a really nice card. Number 75 of that set. Richie Sexton. There's a Jose Cruz Jr. A big name back from the late 90s. We're pack pulling his 97 Bowman. It was a $50 card back then, along with Travis Lee. There's an Al Martin. Legends of Today. Kilby Alvarez. And Mike Young. A Topps Total. So already kind of an interesting selection to be found in here. I think I see some Nolan Ryan sets from Pacific, or Zach Duke, another big name for the Buccos. Oh, so long ago, Austin Kearns, more Flea Ultra, Omar Vizquel, a die cut gold medallion. Those were one per pack. Didn't really care for that design. I think 96 was the coolest gold medallion that they ever did. There's Greg Maddux in his Padres attire. But let's see. There's Torrey Hunter, Lucas French first Bowman. There's the Nolan Ryan. And definitely a reprint of Tony Gwynn's second year 84 Topps card. And they actually put reprint right on it from 2011. And Jimenez rookie card. That's not a bad one at all. Brian Stokes, Chris Carpenter, Pedro Martinez. One's a little muffed up on a corner. Lyle Overbay, Royce Clayton, Ramon Hernandez, and I guess we got some football cards in here too. Derek Brooks. So we might find some nice rookies from that set. Ian Kinsler, insert Star Quest, Mike Redman. And these cards definitely appear to have some sort of coating on them. I can feel it. Rub it off with my fingers. Darren Erstad. And some Bowman Chromes sneaking their way in here. Mike Swinney. Never know, you might find an Alex Gordon. in here just hiding out that someone overlooked. That would be nuts. Haley Ramirez, Clint Hurdle, Cabrera, Kevin Mensch. There's a Jason Schmidt and a Heritage with the 59 design of Ryan Zimmerman. I'm not sure what little stack that I pulled out of here, but we haven't seen it yet. Again, it wasn't anything crazy, but as soon as I saw an Ichiro and a David Ortiz, I'm like, all right, well, it's not just all commons. Maybe there's something half decent we can find in here. Some more Nolan Ryans from the early 90s. Like that card, though. Nolan at age 20. There's a Matt Holliday, Topps News, also with the 59 design. Kyle Kendrick. I don't know if that's a burn mark or if it's fecal matter. Don't want to find out, though. Is there any Banks? That one's actually an insert card. Let's win 2. It's pretty nice. Brian Hansen, Cole Hamels, David Price. So we have some 2011s in here. Be crazy to find like a Freddie Freeman rookie, but those are probably long picked out. A Greg Maddux insert card from 94 Flea award winners. That's pretty sweet. I don't know if I've ever actually seen that one. Manny Ramirez, Trevor Hoffman's second year. His rookie card was a 92 Bowman. Another guy with only one true rookie. Brad Radke, Mike Vento. Rookie card, another 2011. Dontrell Willis. There's Johnson, Sean Green, David Wright. Green, Willie Mo Pena, and there's a Vladdy. Upper Deck First Pitch. I've never seen that year first pitch before. It's from 2006. Let's see what else we can dig out of this dirty old box. Josh Johnson, rookie card, another Chipper Jones. And Eric Wedge, Wes Helms, is Roy Halladay. That was from Upper Deck First Edition. I used to always think these were like gold cards, but not just a different edition. The Halladay's nice. Ben Sheets, Eric Bedard, there's a Gary Anderson. And of course, they're packaged in here like early 90s Upper Deck to drive you freaking nuts. Alfonso Soriano. It's a cool looking card, though. Travis Hafner, David Winfield. Some stickiness on these 94 Ultras. Chuck Knobloch clinging to the back. There's a Mike Piazza. Cool photo. Paul O'Neill. And some more Topps totals tossed in here. Who we have here? Dickie Thon. Jesus Sanchez. Tisdale. TJ Tucker. No telling how long these were tucked away for, but they caught my eye, and anytime I see something like this, I always will consider buying it if it's a good price, because it's just for the fun of going through it. There's a lot of cards in here I've never seen before, early 2000s. Andrew Jones starts things off. A nice one there. Matt Stairs, Jeff Kent. And we have some Topps Finest in here. That's pretty sweet. Toby Hall, JT Snow. Was real stoked on him in the early 90s. Fernando Vina. There's Brad Fulmer, another guy I was pretty pumped on. Thought he was going to be a pretty big deal come the late 90s. Tyler Green or Sean Green. Carlos Lee, Propaganda Piece. Greg Maddux with some paper loss. Lincecum. It's a shame what happened to him. His wife actually passed away as well, so just a kind of a tough life overall. There's Kenny Rogers, Mark Grace, and Darren Erstad from Showcase. And some more filthy cards. Chris Carpenter, Eddie Rodriguez, and the Rafael P.E.D. Marrow. Another design I've never seen. Classic clippings from the early 2000s. Chris Booker. There's an Ichiro. Ben Petrick. And some more paper loss. This time from 93. Pinnacle. Dig my dirty fingers back in here and see what else we can unearth. There's a Phil Nevin, rookie of Steve Pierce. More Pinnacle Express. There's Manny again, Ricky Weeks. Let's see if we can find a nice rookie hiding out here somewhere. Jason Schmidt, Greg Olson. I feel like that was a pretty hard card back in 89. At least temporarily. Dave Gallagher. Some more first editions. Kevin Ritz. Adam Pettyjohn. It's a pretty neat card. Unsung Heroes. Javier Lopez. 2004. Not the Javi Lopez that we all know. Fred Lewis rookie. Nolan Ryan. Deep in thought in that photo. And some more 2011s. Roy Oswalt. Bobby Higginson. They just really just crammed these in here to get rid of them. There's Roy Halladay again. Seen a good bit of his cards in here, which I'm not going to complain about. Ryan Howard, that's a neat one as well. And Johnny Damon, 2009 Topps Chrome. Don't see a whole lot of those. At least I don't. Gaetti's Topps Finest, Eric Hansen. I'm not going to flip these every single one of these upside down or the right way because we'll be here for a long time. Jason Varitek, but we'll go through and at least see if there's anything worth taking a second glance at. Bartolo Colon, not his rookie, but early on in his career. Candy Yachty, we got some more Bowman in here. Sean Figgins. And a Mark Burley Gold. Those were one per pack, I believe. Edgar Martinez, also from Showcase. Mike Sweeney. AJ Pierzynski. Something stuck to his eyeball. There's Eckersley. So this essentially could be someone's comments box, but I don't really know who throws Ichiro and David Ortiz and Griffey in a comments box, so you never know. John Rocker. I feel like he's been back in the news again recently. Nothing major, but just comments he's made. Brad Penny. And there's a Mo Rivera. Nice one there. Matt Palmer Cangelosi. Some dirty 89 Topps. Edgar Martinez again. There's Glenn Davis and Cliff Floyd. And there's not like, we still have a decent amount to look through, so I'm trying to go through them relatively quick. So this video is not a half hour long of just me sifting through filthy cards. Mo Pena again. Gonna save a lot of time not flipping around though. There's a cool one. Eric Chavez. Lumber Company. And of course, something wrong with the back of it. Or maybe that's part of the card. It looks like it's a watermark. Or sewage, perhaps. And a bunch of propaganda pieces here. For whatever reason, I started actually putting these aside. I'm not really collecting them, but at the same time I am. I don't know why. Just, I must have entirely too much time on my hands. If I have a numbered card, there's a Dan Ugla. Must be a Topps Gold coming up in here. Would have been a nicer card a long time ago. Miguel Tejada, there is the numbered gold Dan Ugla. Looking very sassy with his hands on his hips in that photo. There's Nomar Garcia Parra. This card was so out of order, it's driving me wild to go through them. Ian Kinsler. And I've got some more 89 Topps. The Lou Brock turned back the clock. This is a pretty awesome one, actually. Andrew McCutchen, Topps Chrome. And I don't have this one. McCutchen's a guy who's had multiple year rookie cards beginning in 2004 with Bowman and up through 2006. So this one's actually 2009 Topps Chrome. And it still says rookie on it. I don't have that one, though. So that's pretty sweet. Whit Robbins. So they left us a Kutch, quote-unquote, rookie card. And now we have some random other sports in here. Maybe we'll find like a James Harden rookie or something. That'd be nuts. Mark Kotze. And Justin Morneau, Hanley Ramirez rookie card. Would have been a better one at one point in time. Clemens, Rich Harden. So what do you think the best card is we found so far? I guess it'd be kind of tough to pick out. One is a Sheffield from that sweet set, Kurt Schilling. I feel like the best is yet to be found. Maybe that's wishful thinking. There's Pat the Bat, as Corey would call him. Bobby Cox looking real pissed in the dugout. Mark Loretta. And look at this. For my PC, I don't know if those are mold spores or if it's actually just poop, but I collect Tulowitzki, born the same exact freaking day and year as me, 10-10-84. How could you not? PC guy, a former major leaguer, born the same freaking day as you. Crawford is Roland, so that's pretty sweet. I don't have that one. I'll have to try to use some sort of toilet paper to clean that one up. There's Mike Bordick, some more 94. Ultra, of course, Greg Swindell. The OG Omen's going to be in here. We got a Black Jack McDowell award winner and a Big Poppy. Momentum Swing. That's an insert card, so that's definitely a decent one. Tiny bit of white showing there, but still, I will take it. Don't really have a choice. So, but not a bad one there. If I pass over any nice basketball, especially modern stuff, then feel free to scold me because I just don't really know it all that well. And it looks like there is a bunch of more propaganda pieces in here. Someone was collecting these. They knew I was going to buy it someday. Freaking time traveler. There's a Stoudemire, Danielle Marshall from 95. And see if we can find any big names in here. Definitely a nice one there. Dwight Howard also. Someone stuck to the back of him. Marbury, Steve Nash. So we got some Hall of Fame basketball players in here. Ben Wallace. That's a Chris Webber. Kind of taken up, or caught off guard by that one. Part of the retail pack. Mike Sweeney, Corey Patterson. Let's pull all these out. And there's something in the top loader at the very bottom of this. So you know I'm not lying. Top loader's filthy, but fingers crossed for a nice hit. It's as if somebody definitely... I'm not going to say it. I've already said it too many times in this video, but I think it's warranted. This box is full of fecal matter. And look at this. We found a short print. That's pretty freaking awesome. The Jeter. Check it out. You got Jeter with Mantle and George Bush in the dugout and in the stands. That's a pretty awesome card. These are typically like $8 to $10 most of the time. And with the black border, it's actually in pretty decent condition. It's one I have already in my collection, but that was hiding out in there. So I would say that's the best card so far. We got a Mantle home run chase insert, the Strawberry 1960 design here. And Own the Game Jake Peavy with more spores, molds, and fungus attached to it. And look at this. This is also nice as well. It's top loaded. It's an Elton brand Bazooka Breakaway. It's an authentic game worn jersey in a disgusting and filthy top loader. I have to take an acid bath after touching this one, but that's pretty sweet from the early 2000s. So those two cards, nice surprise in here. Let's keep it going. Now I'm just getting greedy. So what is this? Everything's like crusted together. Josh Beckett first pitch was an Andrew Jones. We got some leaders here. Brown, Green, Beltran, Nomo. Sutcliffe. Robinson Cano. There's Royce Clayton. Looks like we might have Kevin Moss. Another Roy Halladay. Mark Lewis. Bob Walk. Bruce Chen. Bobby Jenks. Bobby Jenks actually just passed away today. And he wasn't very old, so rest in peace, Bobby Jenks. That's definitely very, very sad and tragic for his family. Delwyn Young ends that pack. And look at this. We got another David Ortiz hiding out in here. One's actually in nice condition, too. Topps Own the Game insert. Put that off to the side. So, I mean, what do you guys think? $15 for a chance at this? Again, I had better luck buying stuff like this than I would a hanger box. I would have bought a hanger and got nothing out of it. I've done it too many times. Miggy, 2011. There's another Miggy leaders with Joe Mauer featured on there. So, yeah, if I take a quick look at it and it's not all like the worst of the worst junk wax, then a lot of times I'll take a chance on it just because why not? $15. And so far in this box, I've found stuff from my PC. I've found some freaking cool cards. You really can't go wrong. I mean, you can strike out, but Richie Sexton, Scott Posednik. Thought that was some kind of like gold numbered card for a second. There's Edgar Martinez again. Freddie Sanchez, Richie Sexton again. What else we got? Austin Kearns, there's a Jorge Posada, Batista, AJ Burnett. I was like kind of PCing him a little bit, and I really stopped. Shea Hillenbrand, Johnson. There's a Troy Gloss. We still got the basketball to go through. Andrew Jones, Manny Ramirez, J.D. Drew, Delgado. Chipper Jones Platinum is a cool one. All kinds of stickiness happening with this questionable shoebox. Jose Reyes, the speedster Ichiro. I still don't think we've come across the very first stack I pulled out whenever I was there. Musina, Castillo. There's a Torrey Hunter again, and Miguel Tejada. Put these off to the side. You know what? It must have been this stack that I pulled out. I bet you it was. This was sitting on the side of the shoebox. There's a checklist card. And this Doc Gooden has caught my eye for a while now. I don't know why this was never considered an error. It's just the way his hat goes out of the border. The 90 is like miscolored because of his hat. I just thought that's something that they probably should have corrected. I don't think that they ever did, though, to my knowledge. Phil Nevin, early 2000s Studio. Studio always made cool cards. They were always different than everything else. It looks like we have a bunch of stuff stuck to this fun pack. I'm not going to try those. Checklist card. Yeah, this must have been what I pulled out of there, which really what convinced me to buy it. There's a Longoria insert, Bobby Jenks again. There's A-Rod. What the hell? Frank Viola and the Rotten Apple. Glenn Perkins, more poop stains. There's David Ortiz. Jose Guillen, a big name for the Buccos back then. There's Eric Chavez again. So yeah, that was a watermark that we saw earlier. This one does not have it. So two of the same Eric Chavez lumber companies. That's interesting. Rocco Baldelli, Jason Bay looks absolutely terrified while he's sliding the home plate. Booster points. I haven't seen one of those cards in a long time. Jay Bell, Pudge Rodriguez. I like this set a lot. One of these days we need to open a box of those. I think they're pretty expensive though. Gavin Floyd. And what else? The 90 Donruss Classic of Dale Murphy. I don't know why I said 90 Donruss. It must have been that bright border, but just 90 Classic. Cabrera, Chase Utley, Chen Ming Wang, Kerry Wood. I know it must be kind of crappy looking at these upside down, but it would take an awful lot of time to flip them all around. There's Will Clark. Movon Ordonez, Sean Green, Josh Beckett, Carlos Quentin. What do you have here? There's an Ichiro. Is this a subset or was it an insert card? Looks like a subset. Pretty neat card though, nonetheless. Damon and Mike Scioscia and his very feminine and limp-wristed antics in that photo. What else we got left? I'm gonna get this bulbous shoebox out of the way. It's taking up too much of the camera space. So still the best cards, the Elton Brand probably and the Jeter, but we found some other nice names obviously though. Let's see what else we can dig out of here. Moyer, Craig Counsell, star rookie A-Rod. And more mid-2000 tops. We have something clinging here. It's a Joe Mauer insert. The beat-ass corner. And checklist card, Gar Alfonso. Bowman Chrome. And who is this? Adam Dunn, going deep. Cool looking card. Any kind of offensive signage does not look to be the case. Preston Wilson, there's Jim Thome again. And a bunch of cards stuck together. Put those off to the side. I should do an aftermath of this video and show myself washing my hands so you can see the filth that comes off. I've had people say, like, do you wear gloves when you go through collections and stuff like that? I'm like, no, I never. I just wash my hands afterwards. Like, that's disgusting. I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad, but I may reconsider my life choices after doing this video. Brad Radke again. There's a Greg Maddux from Fleer Focus, K-Core. Cool insert card. So, all in all, I mean, they left some meat on the bones for us here, right? Yadi Molina. Some metal. Sean Estes. Was real stoked on him in the 90s. Would have been pumped to come across that card. Joel Zumaya. And Jason Bay. Josh Beckett again. We got some more of these. Victor Martinez. Sean Casey Higginson. And probably the oldest card we've seen in here, 84 tops, Doug Bear. Mark Kotze. Still got a little more baseball left. What else can we dig out of this dirty sack? 91 score, of course, has to be everywhere you ever go. There's Alex Sanchez from the MLB debut set. Andrew Jones, Nomar, Johnson, Ted Power looking rather devious. Almost looks like Bill Murray with more hair in both of those photos. Marquise Grissom, and then we have these victory cards, which I never really cared for these. And some upper deck. Mark Loretta, these are kind of sticky. Mark Teixeira. Patterson. Hideki Matsui. Ordonez. Shad Hermanson. And let's pull the last stack out of this dirty little tote. And we got some 89 Flea in here. All the best cards, probably long pulled out of there. I doubt you'd find a Griffey rookie in something like this, but you never know. It all depends on who you buy it off of. Here's a rookie right here. And all these stacks of dirty cards are about collapsing before my eyes. Got Ken Kennedy, 88 tops, in nice condition. Yeah, it's a card you can find in a quarter box or probably even a dime box in most card shows and card shops, but it's still a good one and it's worth pointing out regardless. 89 Fleer, Goose Gossage, and that gnarly handlebar mustache. D. Brown, some more Fleer traditions. Somebody really liked the Fleer traditions. Vladdy Guerrero, Fleer Platinum, never seen those before. That's pretty awesome. Cool design, Lance Berkman. Put those off to the side. Here's the final stack of baseball, I think. There's a little bit more in this other tote, but it seems like there's a bunch of basketball in there. I'm intrigued by that. And the Skybox EX. These are pretty premium releases. Paul Konerko. Love to open a box. Those are pretty expensive. Jorge Posada, Finest. And a Todd Helton 2011. Can we find a Freeman? Crazy if there were a 2011 update hiding out in there, and there's a Mike Trout lurking. There's an A-Rod on the game insert. Another cool one. Yankees team card, Nomo. Jacques Jones. And I think that about does it for this dirty tote. Here's all we have left. So this video is already way too long. I wanted it to be 20 minutes, but when you're dealing with fecal matter and feces and cards that look like they were run over and bludgeoned and everything else, I don't know what happened to this Eric Schau. Look at the look at the texture on that. That's pretty impressive. It has leprosy or something. There's Nomar, Fleer Focus, Moises Alou, Frank Thomas, first time seeing him in this box. That's pretty cool. Aramis Ramirez, Matsuya Ginde Price, Austin Kearns. Should be getting mostly into basketball here. There's a Kobe hiding down there. That's pretty awesome. 2009 Prestige. Put that upside the other ones. Again, if I pass anything, you know what to do. Vince Carter, Chauncey Billups. There's a Ray Allen, Elton Brand again, and a Ewing. I've never seen that one before either. Gary Payton, Flair Showcase, and back to the 2009s. Adam Jones. A lot of Josh Beckett's in here too. Anybody else notice that? Maddox Heritage, Carlos Quentin die cut, Vladdy, Troy Gloss with feces clinging to it. Alex Rodriguez scratch off, and Juan Pierre. This is the last stack. $15 flea market Filth Fest. I'd say definitely worth it. Again, I would have had way worse luck. Maybe we'll find a Kevin Garnett rookie. Way worse luck with the blaster. Oh, there's some Topps Chrome in here. Maybe there's like a LeBron or something hiding out here. That'd be crazy. But probably unlikely. People know better than that in most cases. Ray Allen again. But some big names nonetheless. Luke Longley. Really mess these up. Yao Ming, another nice one. Morrison, Kevin Garnett. Is that a rookie card? That's right around his rookie year. That'd be pretty awesome because I don't have a Garnett rookie in my multi-sport rookie box. Might be rookie, might be second year. I'd say by the photo, it almost looks like a rookie. I've never seen his Bowman rookie before, so we'll put that off. and we'll question it. I'm sure you guys will know if that is a rookie or not. I'll look it up after the stream, but shout it out if you'd be so kind. So, not too bad for a $15 box that I kind of figured we would just really find not much. We found the Jeter short print with Bush and Mantle, an Alton Brand relic, a Kobe Bryant Prestige, and maybe a Kevin Garnett rookie. And I mean, there's a bunch of other random inserts and even base cards of big names and Hall of Famers like Griffey and Jones, Big Poppy. So I think it was well worth for $15, and just for the fun and enjoyment of going through the suspense of not knowing what you're going to find, even though my hands are caked in dirt. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you have bought that box? What your favorite card was? Did I pass over anything? Is this a Kevin Garnett actual rookie? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'll see you all back tomorrow night for the weekend recap. You can see what else I picked up. So see you then. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching.